season opener. Luke Meli joins us in the show to break it all down. OwlSports Update is live and it starts right now. Hello and welcome into a brand new semester of OwlSports Update. He's Matt Rineer and I'm Erik Jesberger. If you enjoy everything Temple Athletics, you've come to the right place.
Now, 4 teams have at least 4 games under their belts through the month of September. And now some teams, they're off to promising starts. Others, well, they're looking to prove that it's not how you start, but it's how you finish.
It looks like we have some catching up to do. Let's start our coverage today with a new coach at the helm. Temple football began its season last Friday night, officially beginning the Stan Drayton era. Under the lights at Wallace Stadium in Durham, and just as the Owls were opening up their season, the Blue Devils were opening up the scoring in the game. Sophomore quarterback Riley Leonard making his second career start. He finds Jordan Moore down the sideline for a game-high 52-yard gain all the way down to Temple's 1-yard line. The Blue Devils knocking on the door early. 2 plays later, running back Jalen Coleman trotting into the end zone, and Duke's up 7-0 less than 3 minutes into the game. To the second quarter, Riley Leonard finds Moore again, this time for a touchdown to put Duke up 17-0, the Blue Devils' largest lead since week 4 of last season. Leonard throwing for over 300 yards in the game, and his second of 2 touchdowns was a pretty one. Samir Hagan sprints past the secondary, crossing the goal line for a touchdown. A 24-0 lead at the half for the Blue Devils. Duke's offense added 2 field goals to their score, while the Owls failed to reach 200 offensive yards. A shutout loss for the Owls in their season opener, 30-0.
I don't know if it was just necessarily no huddle, just had us struggling. I just think that it's a matter of us not responding well. I just think that we may have gotten rattled in some sense along the way. They were just evaluating and hesitating out there. So I just told them, let's just try this. Let's go out there and just run, hit, have fun, be as physical as you can.
Yeah, we just got to be better. He was making good plays on his end. Like, as a team, we were making mistakes, that we have to clean up in practice. We can be better on our end.
Week 1 had a lot of optimism with a new coaching staff and 6 single digits named before the season opener. However, the outcome was not what Owls fans had anticipated. I was on the road in Durham this past Friday to watch a first act that didn't go according to plan.
The Temple football team began their 2022 season under a new regime of coaches. However, the Owls showed no matter the coach, no matter the new culture, there was still a long way to go in rebuilding a program that was 3-9 last season.
It was really a good opportunity for us as a football family to figure out who we were.
Week 1 featured the debut of head coach Stan Drayton, as well as defensive coordinator DJ Elliott and offensive coordinator Daniel Langsdorf. A new coaching staff brought optimism into the season opener. However, miscues, drops, and fumbles suggested that the Owls still have a ways to go.
I think our guys were, in some sense, evaluating as opposed to just cutting it loose. We'll get back to the drawing board and find a way to keep it simple so they can cut it loose and execute the proper way.
The Owls lacked production from the get-go, which allowed Duke's offense to put Temple into a hole early, as the Blue Devils went into the half up 24-0 with 17 converted first downs to Temple's 2 and nearly 300 more total offensive yards.
I mean, a lot of it, it's just self-mistakes that we can clean up, and little things that, that can keep drives going. We take some of those 3 and outs and we put some drives together that can, change it up on the game.
The Owls have lost 8 straight games dating back to week 6 of last season. During this stretch, Temple has been outscored by more than 230 points, and the Owls have either turned the ball over or had a 3 and out on nearly 50% of their drives.
Quite simply, we just have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do.
Words there from Coach Drayton echoing the work Temple will have to put in this week in order to improve its record to 1-1.
The Owls struggled on both sides of the ball in their loss to the Blue Devils, but their biggest weakness was their inability to shut down the Duke offense. OwlSports Update's Luke Meli, who also made the trip down to Durham with Erik this weekend, is live at the studio set to take an in-depth look. Hey, Luke.
Hey, Matt. On my trip, I got the chance to take a long look at the struggles of this Owls defense, but I'll try and fit my thoughts in 60 seconds. This is the Meli Minute. So you guys mentioned it. It was not a pretty game in the season opener for Temple against Duke. Now, we did focus on the offense, getting shut out for the first time since 2007, but I want to keep this minute on the defense. Duke quarterback Riley Leonard had only made one career collegiate start before Game 1, and he lit the Owls up for over 300 yards passing and 64 rushing yards. The Temple D-line got little pressure, allowing Leonard to start 15 for 15 passing and giving him, in his own words, all the time in the world. Big plays also loomed large, with the defense getting burned for 6 different plays of at least 20 yards in the first half. But it was a different story in the second half. Darian Varner provided the first and only sack of the game for Temple, and defensively, the secondary started contesting the deep balls, forcing Leonard into some incompletions. Now, the Owls defense did not give up a touchdown in the second half, but they did give up 30 points in the game. That second half defense overall was encouraging enough for me to see growth going forward. Now the Owls will try and keep that second half defensive momentum going when they begin a 3-game homestand on Saturday afternoon. Reporting live from the studio set, I'm Luke Meli. Erik and Matt, back to you.
Thanks, Luke. It may have been a rough first game for the Owls, but they'll have a chance to bounce back this weekend. The team's home opener kicks off on Saturday at 2 p.m. against the Lafayette Leopards, and the Leopards, they also struggled in their Week 1 game, but they still managed to pull off a 6-0 victory against Sacred Heart. The game will be on ESPN+, but follow on OwlSports Update on Twitter for in-game coverage. One part down, but still plenty more to come. When we come back, we'll take a look at the top plays from the men's soccer team's Monday matchup against Penn. Don't turn that dial, folks. OwlSports Update will be back in 90 seconds.
Welcome back. Men's soccer wins its 3rd home game among their opening 4 matches of the season. Penn in black pressing early with a shot off the crossbar. Temple responded with a counterattack that paid off as the game's opening goal. Sean Karani with a feed to Mike Eichendahl for the senior's first goal of the season. Second half now, and Penn evens up the score in the 60th minute. The Quakers tally as the final goal of the game, the contest ending in a draw. The Owls record now at 1-1-2.
It's no secret that the men's soccer team's performance last season left much to be desired. The Owls finished with 2 wins overall and were winless in conference play. This season, though, they're adding reinforcements with 17 new recruits. OwlSports Update's Chloe Connor has more.
The Temple men's soccer team can't forget last season quickly enough. A wineless conference season in 2021 has led to major changes in 2022. The roster itself lists about half the players as being new to the program.
Certainly for us as coaches and as a team, it's how quickly can we gel and connect and find the right pieces together. And you know, we're on our journey towards doing that, and hopefully we improve each game and we can peak at the right time of the season.
With new players comes new technical formations and new tactical strategies. In other words, this crew is learning how to play with one another.
Yeah, so we're a lot of new players. We are starting now to get a rhythm with each other and getting used to playing with each other. We gotta come together as a team, and we gotta set the standard defensively.
So far, the new talent has done its part. Grad transfer Iliad Shojayu was named Philly Soccer's 6th Defender of the Week for the first week of this season, while freshman midfielder Draven Barnett earned Rookie of the Week honors.
Every single one of us are good players with good technical ability and bright futures, but it'll come down to whether or not we are making sure each other are doing the right things off the field, making sure we're doing the right things on the field as well.
One of the veteran leaders is goalkeeper Owen Goronski, who missed most of last season with a foot injury.
I think we'll see a lot more impact from them as we move on in the season. So I think the new guys are really coming together and bringing a lot for us.
Now to the women. The Owls went on the road for their 5th match of the season, seeking their first win. The women's team taking a knee prior to the game. We go now to the 75th minute in a scoreless affair as Emily Cavanaugh sails one of her team leading 5 shots in the match over Ryder's net. Ryder's offense missed on opportunities, including 6 corner kicks that the Broncos failed to convert on to break the scoreless tie. What truly kept this game in a deadlock was plays like this. Goalkeeper Kyla Burns gets up and bats this one away from Temple's net. 7 saves for Burns brings Temple to a draw with Ryder. The Owls' record now stands at 0-2-3.
The women's soccer team has been through some difficult seasons in recent years. The team has not posted a winning record since 2015. The main focus so far this season is shoring up the defense. OwlSports Update's Max Green has more.
The women's soccer team had a rocky 5-8-3 record last season, but after a productive offseason, the team plans to get off to a hot start.
Yeah, I have full confidence in this team that we're going to make it to postseason.
A berth in the conference tournament is a lofty goal for a team that hasn't been there since 2018. And there are already issues with a major injury concern. Starting goalkeeper Cameron Stabling is dealing with a foot injury, which will sideline her for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, we don't have a definite timetable. It's a injury to her first metatarsal.
Backup sophomore Kyla Burns is now the starter. She did start 2 games last season and gave up just 1 goal in 200 minutes in net.
One way to ease the transition of having a new goalkeeper is by having a much improved defense that will ensure no drop-off in net for the Owls this season, as well as less goals conceded.
It is no secret the Owls need defensive improvements after giving up 2 goals per game last season.
When things break down, when teams do attack against us, we need to make sure we make people earn their goals.
Temple still has a lot of work, which can be seen in a tough start. 5 games into 2022, and the Owls are still looking for win number 1, which could come Thursday at Drexel. Reporting from the Temple Sports Complex, I'm Max Green, OwlSports Update.
Now it's time for the weekend recap, leading off with volleyball. The Owls had a busy weekend going 2-1, losing to Kansas on Friday, but taking down Army and St. Francis College Sunday at the Black Knight Invitational. Temple Cross Country had a strong weekend as well at the Lehigh Invitational as the men finished 2nd out of 11 teams and the women finished 3rd out of 8 teams. Finally, field hockey traveled to Virginia this weekend, losing to number 12 ranked Virginia and defeating Longwood in a bounce-back 2-0 win.
Now, each show, Eric and I will pick one player from the past 2 weeks who stood out the most to us, and we'll take about 30 seconds each to highlight their performances. It's time for the power play.
My first power play pick here on our first show from the cross-country team is a freshman, yes, a freshman, Avira Bredin. She finished 4th overall among all racers at the first of 4 races this regular season before AAC championships for the cross-country team. Avira comes over as an international student from Sweden to the States, and you can say she got off on the right foot with her new team. See what I did there, Matt? A little cross-country reference? Thought you'd like that one.
Only jokes here on OwlSports Update, but she certainly got off to a great start. Now, for my power play pick, I'm going to trade in the running shoes for a field hockey stick to highlight Nika Orlemans, the graduate student. She's more known for her defense and for her passing on the field. But today, I want to highlight her offense. She got the team off to a great start in the team's victory over Longwood, scoring the team's first of their 2 goals. And this was actually, not to say, this was her first goal since April of 2021, her first in over a year. Doing it in style, she dives into the goalie, tapping the loose ball into the net. It was an incredible effort. Now that's our power play for this show, but make sure to keep looking out for it throughout the fall semester.
Break time. Temple has a change in fencing coaches after 50 seasons. We'll have more on a former Owl fencer returning to the nest as a head coach after this break.
Welcome back to OwlSports Update. Coach Frank is retiring. Her success in her 50 years at Temple is something to behold. Finishing with just under 900 wins, she also took home Fencing Coach of the Year in 4 separate seasons, and in 2002, she was officially inducted into the International Sports Hall of Fame.
Jenny Solomon lands back on North Broad after a distinguished coaching career at Brandeis University outside of Boston. Under Solomon, 3 fencers qualified for the 2020 National Championship. Solomon has also served as a U.S. fencing regional consultant since 2015. From fencing for Temple to coaching now for the Owls, Jenny Solomon is well aware of what Temple fencing is all about. I was able to catch up with Coach Salmon several months before Nikki's retirement when we went up to Boston for an interview with her for our spring broadcast called Built on Broad, 50 Years of Frank.
You know, why people come into your life and how you're lucky in that way, I don't know. But the fact that Nikki, you know, chose me so many years ago to be part of her program, and that she has continued to be my mentor and my friend all this time, it's shaped my life. And I mean, it's the point where she's family, and then she's more than that.
We have a full lineup for you. First, to kick off the week, the Sports Brief is back at 12 on Monday. And then on Tuesday, Luke Meli and Emily Cochran return with Inside the Nest. And we wrap it up on Thursday with another edition of OwlSports Update as Brielle Berry and AJ Patel will make their anchoring debut.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to our first show on OwlSports Update of the semester. Have a safe and healthy weekend. Hope to see you Saturday at the Link. For Rineer, I'm Erik Jesberger. Have a great weekend, everybody, and thanks for watching.